I know you guys were expecting a video on the floor, but I just like to mess with you guys because I'm just kidding. We've got one more thing to do before we put the floor in, and that's I wanted to install the water heater. We're putting it inside the bus so that it doesn't suffer from cold weather. If we end up someplace that's really, really cold, that our water heater doesn't freeze, so at least we can have hot water for showers, whatever. So this is our fancy schmancy on-demand hot water heater. It's an RV style one. I know a lot of people use those wall mount ones and stuff. But we found this one and I thought, well, this is cool because it's made for an RV, and it's made by Girard. It's this one, model number 2. Okay, learned from another person who was installing one of those things that this number here is extremely important when buying the outer door that's designed for this. This comes in 2 pieces. You have the water heater itself, which you kind of get an idea of what it is right here, and then this right here, which is the outer door, which we'll end up painting. But this you know, has you can open it up, and this is the actual seal to the bus right here. So I have to cut a hole that allows this right here to fit through and gives me room to butyl tape here, and allows me to seal this to the outside so we have that waterproof seal. However, today is pretty scary because everything we've done on the bus up to this point we could reverse. If we wanted to, we could take the entire floor out of here. Everything we've done is reversible. Today I'm cutting a hole in the skin of the bus, and so it's really finalizing where the water heater is going to go. So here it is. Oh, look, fancy. This is the external mounted heat control where we can turn on and off the water heater, as well turn up and down the temperature, which will come in really handy when we get to the point where we're taking showers. But so it's really labeled really well. I mean, black for ground and red for hot, and here's our remote, and I guess it's polarity-less. Here's our gas inlet, hot water out, cold water in. You can adjust the flow with this here, it looks like. I mean, that's it. That's pretty straightforward. It vents, obviously the vent right here, and this will just go on the inside. Yeah, it goes on the inside of it. So when it's done, that'll be all you'll see on the outside, and then you can unlock it and open this little door up here, and that's it. And get to this thing. On and off switch, fuse. I mean, this just doesn't get any easier than this. This is straightforward. But what we have to do now is cut the perfect hole so that we don't take out more wall than we can seal. So again, this is like, it's really for real right now. So if you are not using a center punch to drill your holes and stuff, you're just not doing it right. You got to get something to start.
there's going to be a wall right here, and this is where the pantry is going to be on the inside. So down here, somewhere right around here must be where you're trying to drill through. Oh, there you are. I didn't even see it when it came through.
That's the outside. Oh, they're there.
Yeah, this was the first one to come through, and I was looking at the camera screen, so I couldn't even see it when it happened.
Oh, maybe.
Oh my gosh, the wind is just blowing me around.
Okay, we're all right.
Of course we are.
Okay. Well, it's time to start cutting. How's that?
Let's do it. Surgery on Bussy McBusface.
Why is it so windy?
You come around late at night, looking for some arms to hug and hold you tight. Well, I've got two of those, strong as they can be. Still don't expect no more than good, clean fun, you see. It's not love.
This is really sad. If you look right here, this rub whale is obviously riveted on here, and this is the skin of the bus. I was really hoping that they just had sandwiched these in between right here, so then there would have been rub whale, this rivet would have held this rub rail, this would have held this rub rail and this rub whale, and this would have been a separate piece that came off. It's not. This is the skin of the bus right here. So it just, like, I knew this might have been a possibility. I was hoping it wasn't going to be a possibility. So this makes it, we have to do it the hard way. And what the problem is that the door that we put on here, I was just going to cut the rub rails back all the way around it, and then the door would have gone to the skin of the bus and it would have just sealed perfectly and we would have had no problem. But what has happened is, because these exist, now I have to create a solution. We're gonna need more cutting wheels too. I think I'll be able to cut that inside easy without them. But the width is good. Width is really good. Cool. So to reiterate what I'm going to do here is, these things here will get in the way of the seal, and so I got to get rid of them. But this right here is actually part of the skin of the bus. Like when they created this entire panel, they added these. I was really hoping it wasn't that, but it was. So I have to make this whole area flat, and the only way I can think of doing that is I'm gonna cut these bumps off, leaving the piece in between right here, and then I'm gonna put a piece of metal behind it to shore it up, and I'm gonna glue that on with liquid nails, and then there'll be, you know, a little indent from where these are missing and the metal's missing altogether, and I'll Bondo that out, and then I should have, you know, a nice flat area all the way around. I'll take the rub rail off here and I'll cut these rub rails back and try to make it all look nice, but I mean, that's all I can do. I don't know what else to do, so let's just do that.
It's not love, but it's the best I can do. What you get is what you see in plain view. You want honest, here it is, sad but true. It's not love, but it's the best I can do. On such short notice. I let you in and things get nice.
So I cut this out, some sheet metal I have lying around. So the idea is to get it in like that, cut it back so it fits perfectly here, and then I'll drive some screws through this temporarily. I'm going to use liquid nails to glue this on. It's not going to really be a big issue. It'll hold because I'm going to be bondoing this and everything else. I think it'll be fine. But what I might do is leave the screw there and grind the head off, and that's it, and then bondo it. So it'll at least give a little bit of mechanical grab there.
I let you in and things get nice. Sipping on some red, closing in on paradise. But this is what it is, and will be what it will be. I don't play no games with beating hearts, you see. It's not love, but it's the best I can do. What you get is what you see in plain view. You want honest, hear it if sad but true. It's not love, but it's the best I can do. Yeah!
Now I got the patches on here. I gotta let them dry, and I gotta read the tube, but it's probably gonna be like a 24 hours. I probably can't touch this till tomorrow. And then these screws here, I'll probably grind the heads off of them, just to leave that little mechanical part that's still, you know, screwed into this, and just take the heads off. And then we'll come back, we'll bondo this flat all the way around. And then we'll probably be able to just put we'll sand it a little bit, make it all beautiful, and then we'll put the cover on here, and we'll be done with the outside. Then we can move to the inside and finish this thing up. So we got the screw heads all ground off, and now all we gotta do is we're gonna bondo all the depressions created by the cutouts here.
It's not love, but it's the best I can do. What you get is what you see in plain view. You want honest, here it is, sad but true.
So nice to be out of that wind out there. It's ridiculous today. Windiest days of the year so far. All right, here's the pilot holes I did. And so we got to cut this out so we can interface. We'll see how it works. I really hope that this lines up, because this is turning into a pain in the butt, man. So let's do this.
But this is what it is, and will be what it will be. I don't play no games with beating hearts, you see. It's not love, but it's the best I can do. What you get is what you see in plain view. You want honest, hear it if sad but true. It's not love, but it's the best I can do. Yeah!
Alright. Let's check it from the outside. Well, we came in a little high here. With the 1/2 inch I installed for the to make up for the flooring that's going to go inside, we're coming in almost an inch here. So I might have to lose that. If I lose the 1/2 inch on the inside and set this down low and cut a little bit more off the bottom, then this thing will sit down, and the top is a little short too. So if I bring this down on the inside right here, then this part right here that is a little bit cut a little short, well, everything will drop down and fit. So let's do that instead of like having to make a patch or something. All right, you see the 1/2 inch plywood right there? That's the makeup for that thing was going to sit on the floor. So instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull that out, and this thing will drop down a 1/2 inch, and then it'll just fit, and we'll be just about done. So with this out, I have to cut this lip right here down just a little bit, and then we'll try this again. And I think everything will fit at that point. Take 2. All right, let's go outside. So I may or may not have told you in the beginning, but the door assembly, this part goes on the inside of the water heater. So I can see all of the water heater here. So there it is, and that's installed. I just need to screw these in, but before I do that, first I need to sand these things down and put butyl tape behind this. But I want to, since I'm not going to have plywood on the floor now, I need to, I want to put some wood that frames the outer edge of the water heater, because I don't want the water heater just resting right on insulation on the inside. This serves 2 benefits. One is that it's not going to sag into the insulation. Secondly, I want to build a box around the whole thing. So once this is in, when I put the floor in, I'll take some of the scrap and I'll build a nice box around the water heater on the inside, insulating any air that might leak around this coming in, as well as just protecting the inside if something were to go wrong, any flame leakage. It's just not going to get into our paper products or something. It'll hit against solid wood and we'll be able to catch it before it becomes something horrible. So high five then. Sweetness, that worked out really well. I think we're going to be we'll be finished with this today.
I let you in and things get nice, sipping on some red, closing in on paradise. But this is what it is and will be what it will be. I don't play no games with beating.
Didn't have any primer lying around, unfortunately. That wasn't in a can, like a paint can. So I'm going to use just some Rust-Oleum indoor-outdoor. We'll sand this off later, but to keep this from rusting now, it's better. Water heater, check. All right, check it out. There it is. One more screw for good luck. There we go. So that actually wasn't that hard to do. I tried to cover enough to, if you guys wanted to use this water heater, that you could. And I'll put a link to this water heater on Amazon in the description. I don't get paid for it or anything, but I know people are going to want to use it. I didn't wire it in, but the wiring is a black and red wire. I mean, ground and positive. It's pretty straightforward, 12 volts. And then there's 2 blue wires that hook up to the remote control. So if you run 2 wires over to your remote control and plug that in, it'll work. So that's it. I mean, that's it.
It's not love, but it's the